Hey there, Econ students. Welcome back to another Mr. Sin episode. Today we're going to be talking about monopolistic competition. This video will be looking at what a monopolistic competition is and how to interpret and read those wonderful charts. I know you're all enjoying them so far in class. Let's make sense of them today. So while watching this video, make sure to use the guided notes. You can find the guided notes in the description below. By using the guided notes, it not only helps the channel, but it also makes sure that you can understand exactly what we're talking about. Then if you need a review, you've already taken notes, so you know what's going on. So check those out below. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about monopolistic competition. In the videos before, I've talked about perfect competition. Now there's a big difference here. Perfect competition had perfectly elastic demand. If you need more information on that, by the way, check out my video. You can click on the link on the top right. For monopolistic, though, we do have some differences. We now have actually products that have some differentiation. So they're no longer identical, which means we can start changing the price. Firms here are price makers. They're not price takers anymore. Firms in this market, they are the ones who are deciding what they want to pay. And that's important. They're going to be using advertisement a lot here. They're also going to be using things like non-price competition, where they're going to try to make brand loyalty and things like that instead of just lowering their price, or do different deals and coupons, or in today's world, apps and app deals that can get you to come into the store. Think of fast food here. This is a perfect example. If you wanted to, it's still relatively easy to enter this market. So for example, with fast food, if you wanted to compete with Taco Bell, now it'd be hard to compete nationwide, but you could open a taco truck or a stand in your local neighborhood and scale up from there. So you can still easily enter and exit. There is differences between all the products, and we're also starting to see some brand loyalty occur here. And again, everyone is independent, both buyers and sellers. They're not working together, and this market's informed. Hopefully this is making sense. The rest of this video now, we're going to be talking about these charts, because this is what's really important to understand. On the screen right now, you can see our monopolistic competition. Now this chart is showing us a bunch of different things, and it's actually more similar than you think to our perfect competitive market. If you need more information again on that, make sure to check out that video. One of the things that's different here is our demand and our MR are no longer the same. The reason why is because the law of demand is at play here. Remember back all the way to our demand video? If you're a little bit fuzzy on it, you can check that video out. Click the card on the top right. But the law of demand is simple. As our prices start to go down, demand will go up. Remember, it's that inverse relationship. So as we start to lower our price, because we are price makers here, demand goes up. You can see that right here. Now, on the other hand, our marginal revenue is going down as we lower our price. And the reason why is as we continue to lower our price, that means then that we are getting less for each additional unit that we're selling. So if we continue to sell more, but our price keeps going down with it, all that's happening then is our marginal revenue is going down. The one thing too we can see here is our marginal costs don't necessarily go down with it. So for here, the important thing to understand so far is marginal revenue and our demand are different, and they're not going to be the same. Now, we're still going to have to find where MC equals MR. Make sure you remember that. That's going to be the same for a monopoly, for monopolistic competition, and also for a perfect competitive market. Always MC equals MR. That's our profit maximization point. So on our chart right now, you can see where they cross. This will be where we produce. One thing to point out here, as I'm going up from my quantity up to where my MC and MR meet, you're not going to stop there for the price. What would happen if I did? So right now on this chart, you can see if I stopped right here and decided to sell this many units for my price here, let's say it's $5, what's going to happen? Our demand is double. You can see at $5, I have way more people wanting to purchase it than I'm going to be selling. That's because we can't sell at this price. What we need to do to make sure that we have that perfect equilibrium, that we have the same demand as what we are supplying, is go all the way up now from that MC equals MR to our demand. That would be the correct price that we would sell at, because this will make all of our consumers happy and us as producers are happy. We'll sell out of everything. So make sure when you're doing this on your quiz or test, you find that profit maximization point by finding MC and MR and go all the way up to then demand. The rest of the stuff is the same as our perfect competition market. So for here now, if we needed to figure out how much we're spending, we are going to then go up on this profit maximization point line, go all the way up to our ATC, and then go straight over to the left to our price. Then you would just times your price by how many we are selling, and that would be our cost total. If we need to find out our total revenue and profit, then we would go up to the demand where we're selling it for that price, times that by our quantity for our total revenue. And again, for profit, we're just going to take that total revenue and minus it from our cost. Hopefully this is starting to make sense. The important thing here is to understand that MC still equals MR, and you need to sell it where the demand meets then that profit maximization point. So we're going all the way up. Now, what happens in the long run? Because this is again in the short run, and this is also the same as Monopoly. Well, in the long run, remember, it's still easy to enter this market. So what starts to happen is eventually people say, hey, look they're making great profit margins. I'm going to join in and start competing. That is then going to lower our demand. So the demand will shrink. Our AC, our MC, and our MR are all going to stay the same, but demand just fell, which means now we are going to have to change some of our pricing, and we no longer will be making profit possibly. Now the reason why is because as more competition enters, that means then we have more substitute goods. So people are going to other areas to purchase these items, and we will see less of our consumers coming to us. So in the long run, this is not the most profitable thing. So hopefully this helps you better understand a monopolistic competition, what's going on here, how to interpret the charts, and even some of the differences between a perfect competitive market and this one. I'm Mr. Sin. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe so YouTube knows to let me make more of them. Until next time, I'll see you online.